Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're out at the range with a Thompson Machine Poseidon suppressor. Guys, this thing is absolutely dinky. It's only about 6 inches in length. It's noticeably smaller than the Omega 9K, which is a suppressor I really like. I have it on my SP01 Tactical, and this is the gray model with the threaded barrel. We have some 147 grain Freedom Munitions ball ammo. This isn't even the Hush. This is just their standard 140 grain or 47 grain ammo, and it's the new stuff, not the remanufactured. And what we're going to do is fire the Poseidon. And the Poseidon, it has a couple of unique features. First of all, it's very tiny. Second of all, it does not have a booster assembly or a Nielsen device. Third, it's a monocore baffle system, okay? It's one big baffle, and we'll show you that. And it has, on the end, a 1/4 inch neoprene wipe. All right, the weapon is safe. There's nothing in the chamber. You can see the end of the can right here. You can see that neoprene wipe, okay? This is a brand new wipe. Inside of this, we put ablative material, which is nothing more than wire pulling gel. So this can is designed, it's a very special purpose can. It's designed to be run wet and with a wipe, okay? That's how you're gonna get the best suppression out of it. If you fire it without the wipe and without some sort of ablative material in it, it's probably not gonna be hearing safe, but we don't know, but we're gonna find out this afternoon. So right now, we have wire pulling gel in there. We have a neoprene wipe on the end of it. We have some subsonic ammunition. Now, another thing you do not want to do when you're using ablative material in a can, such as water, especially wire pulling gel, is fire a hollow point bullet. If you think about it for a second, you'll know why. If that bullet starts to expand, which it will, when it hits that gel, it'll expand and blow the can right off the end of your gun. Always use ball ammunition. We're gonna go ahead and reset the meter here really quick. It's 1.6 meters off the ground, 1 meter left. It's very windy today. Here we go with that first round. $137.7, so it's just in hearing safe. A little bit louder, I think. No, 131.4. Never trust your ears, guys. I thought it sounded a little bit louder. We have a lot of wind today. 115 decibels of wind alone. 130.6. $132.4. And it locks open, and 132 even. So guys, this little guy is pulling really good numbers at the muzzle, even though it's so tiny and has so little volume. Now you can see the wire pulling gel is blasting back. When you're running ablative material, it's pretty nasty. You're gonna wanna clean your gun and your suppressor after use. This is not something that I would normally do. I don't like using ablative material. Again, this is a very special purpose can, but when used with a wipe and with that gel, this tiny little diminutive can puts out some pretty decent numbers. Let's play with it some more. You can still see that wipe's holding up pretty good.
Actually, you can't really see it at all. So.
Really, yeah. I mean, it's still just a kind of like a small tear. So we should be good with the Poseidon and the wipe still being in place. I'm gonna fire 10 rounds, unsuppressed, at another target here and see what kind of groups you get without the Poseidon. Okay, so let's walk down range. So, there we go, 10 shots, aiming at that target. Now we're gonna put the Poseidon on, and I'll do 10 more rounds at this target. Okay guys, so I have the Poseidon on. We still have the same wipe in place, so we haven't changed the wipe out, and we did put some more ablative material in there, which is just a fancy word for wire pulling gel, and we have 10 rounds of the standard, newly manufactured 147 grain Freedom munitions. And let's see if that group opens up at all. I'm gonna shoot to the pasty just to the left of my first group. Malfunction. All right, one malfunction. I saw the groups, it started off over here and then it slowly came in as the can and the ablative material wore out, and that was the last few rounds that I fired out of the magazine. So it looks like the ablative material definitely causes the bullet to fly off target a little bit at 5 yards, but as that ablative material blasts out all over my hand and the side of the gun, starts to come out of the suppressor, it looks like that group tightens up and there's not really much of a difference at all. That's interesting to know. I would have thought that the wipe contacting the bullet would have caused more disruption to the bullet and caused a wider dispersion of shots, but doesn't appear to be the case, at least with this setup. The wind is so heavy I can't even set my Poseidon up on end where the wind isn't going to blow it over. But anyway, guys, we have one box of rounds through the Poseidon already on its wipe. Okay, so now what we're going to do, that we have a full box of 50 rounds through it, is fire another 5 rounds, so this will be 55 rounds, to see what the performance is on the meter. And this is what, if you can come in on it, you can see what the wipe looks like. So it's still there. It looks like a long tear, but it's not completely blown out after 50 rounds. So let's go ahead and walk over to the meter now. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the pistol, and we'll get all set up, and we'll see how loud she is now. All right. Go ahead and zero the meter out. Same ammo. .146.9. Okay, so guys, we have no ablative material in here. Still shooting 147 grain ammo, and we're using that burned out wipe. I can't say there's no ablative material, it's just we haven't replaced it. 143.1. I will say I'm going to do this one more time. It's clearly not hearing safe now, so we've seen where it goes from a fresh wipe ablative material using subsonic ammo to where it goes once that wipe is worn out and there is hardly any ablative material left. One more shot, and then I'm not going to do that to my ears. I should have put my hearing protection on. One more shot. 144.8. So I'm going to go ahead and clear the weapon, guys. And that's it for that. It's definitely not hearing safe.
All right, guys, I'm going to tear down the Thompson Machine Poseidon 9mm there for you, show you the wipe after it's had 55 rounds of ammunition put through it. And then I have this rag here that Tim gave me that I'm going to wipe down the can a little bit as well. Not going to do much for my hands, but we'll see. It's very easy to take down. It does come with a tool. So it does come with this billet machined tool. If that gets too tight, this interfaces with the front cap of the can. And you can use that. This also interfaces with the rear. This is the threaded insert. I believe it. I'm sure it comes in metric thread pitches and stuff for 9mm as well. But this is a 1/2x28 insert. Front cap loosens up and just comes right off, just like that. Now the wipe, you can see on the inside, has a nice little pinprick hole. All right, and then that's what the front cap looks like. You can see that. Now, I'm just wiping it off here a little bit. Oops. You can push the wipe out. I'm sure that you can. There's some other method other than using your fingers, but it's fine. All right, so here's the wipe. That was the front end of it going outward, and that is the inside of it. It is pretty nasty, as you guys can see all that material coming off. That's the wire pulling gel mixed up with the carbon and all the different stuff that gets inside your can. Just wiping that off is not an issue right there. So that's the front cap. There's the aluminum sleeve. Now I don't know the exact specs of the can itself. I do know this sleeve comes apart, I believe. Tim, is that correct? The sleeve comes off? Oh, he doesn't know. We'll find out. We're all going to learn together here today. 1/2x28 threaded insert there. And this, let's see, on the ISIS 2, the sleeve comes off. I'm not sure if this one does or not. Might be stuck in there. Oh, nope, there you go. Okay, so the sleeve does. It was just a little bit tight on there. But there's the monocore baffle. Again, I don't know. I'm sorry, Thompson Machine. I did not look at your website beforehand, but this material feels like it's an aluminum material. I'm guessing 7075 with a hard coat anodized, the same as the tube. There you go. The tube's got a nice thick wall there and was pretty tight on there once the wire pulling gel got worked up and around it. But now that it's still nice and wet, it's probably fairly easy to clean. Just wipe everything off there. I'm sure a little bit of solvent to get all the embedded carbon and stuff out there will work just fine. Make sure your thread interfaces are clean before you put a can back together. Then the tube just slides right back over. You can replace the wipe inside the front cap, and once you tighten it down, it'll actually fully seat. That interface is in there. Screws back on. You can use the tool to tighten it if you want. Nice and tight. There you go. Threaded insert. Threads back into the rear of the can. No Nielsen device on this. No booster piston assembly. It's a very light can. Designed like that on purpose. And that's it. That's how it goes back together, guys. That's the Poseidon 9mm from Thompson Machine.
Out of curiosity, guys, we've put ablative material back into the can. We've taken the used wipe out, so you can see right through the can. There's no wipe on the suppressor. We put wire pulling gel into it. And we're going to fire 5 rounds and just see what it does over the meter without having that wipe in place. .137.7. So without the wipe and with just wire pulling gel, it's back to being hearing safe.
Barely.
.140.1. I've noticed something that's interesting, guys. Okay, now that the wipe is not on the can, the gun's not cycling. The slide's barely even coming back. It doesn't have enough back pressure now to operate with the weight of the can on the gun. Without a wipe, it would definitely benefit from the use of a Nielsen device. Even though this can is very lightweight, we've discovered it won't cycle the CZ without that wipe in place. .140.1. I don't even know if I reset the meter on that one. Almost. 139.4. All right, 140. So we can see it creeping up to being not hearing safe. So it's interesting to note that without that wipe in place, this can doesn't cycle the CZ. It's interesting.
All right, guys, now we got a larger can here on the CZ SP01 Tactical. This is the Thompson Machine ISIS 2. Again, it's a 9mm can with a monocore baffle, but obviously this is a full-size type can with a Nielsen device, 1/2x28 booster piston. This one also has the 1/4 inch neoprene baffle. This one is unfired, and I have about a teaspoon or so of the ablative material, which is the clear wire pulling gel. Tim actually picked that up from Menards, so you can find that in the electronics section. We got the 147 grain Freedom Munitions ball ammo, and we're gonna meter this can right here. Again, 1.6 meters off the ground, 1 meter left of the muzzle.
Okay.
All right, here we go. 124.8.
124.8. That's sick.
There you go. $123.6.
123.6. That's awesome.
$124 even. Yeah. This is really good performance from a 9mm can like this. Really, really good performance. Full size, though. It has all the bells and whistles. 124.2. I think I had 10 rounds in this magazine, so we'll just shoot a couple more. Shoot one more. $125.3. There you go, guys. That is the full-size ISIS 2 from Thompson Machine with the 1/4-inch neoprene wipe, the wire pulling gel ablative material. As you can see, like Tim mentioned before, these guns get pretty filthy. He was actually complaining to me a minute ago about how dirty his guns were going to get. But don't worry, I'll get them taken care of when we get back over to Copper Custom. Let's empty out this magazine for you guys with that 147 grain Freedom Munitions ball ammunition out of the ISIS 2 on the CZ SPO1 Tactical. Yes, my finger is on the trigger.
I hope you guys enjoyed coming out to the range this afternoon to play around with the Poseidon and do a little bit of shooting also with the ISIS 2. You'll see these cans in future videos, but I was really anxious to get out to the range and play with this Poseidon to get some metering data because it's so incredibly small. I couldn't believe that it would be hearing safe, but we learned that it in fact was hearing safe with the new wipe in place and also with wire pulling gel, which is also called ablative material, in the suppressor. We also learned something else, at least with this CZ75, is that once we took the wipe out of the can, it didn't have enough back pressure to properly operate the gun, and the suppressor would have definitely benefited from the use of a Nielsen device. It does not have one on it. So anyway, I thought it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about anything you've seen in this video, you can ask those questions down below. I do try to stick around for the first couple of days after a video goes live to answer the questions you guys may have. Also, if you would like to support us here at the Military Arms channel, please swing by and check out Copper Custom. It's the best possible way to support us here at the channel. And also, please check out full30.com. That's full30.com. We've taken all the web's best firearms content creators, brought them under one roof. That is full30.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all those years of support. We'll see you guys soon.